Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Sure. In this tutorial, we will explore how to iterate through a nested JSON array using Microsoft Power Automate, formerly known as Microsoft Flow. Power Automate allows users to automate workflows between applications and services. Understanding JSON structure. Before diving into Power Automate, let's understand the structure of a nested JSON object. Consider the following example. In this JSON, employees is an array containing multiple employee objects. Each employee object contains an ID, name, and an array of skills. Steps to iterate a nested JSON array in Power Automate. Step 1. Create a flow. 1. Go to Power Automate, https://flow.microsoft.com. 2. Click on Create from the left sidebar. 3. Choose Instant Flow or Scheduled Flow as per your requirement. Step 2. Add the trigger. For this example, let's use the manually trigger a flow as a trigger. You can add inputs if necessary. Step 3. Initialize a variable. 1. Click on plus new step. 2. Search for initialize variable and add it. 3. Name the variable, example employee salary, set the type to array, and set the value to your JSON data as shown above. Step 4. Add and apply to each action. 1. Click on plus new step. 2. Search for apply to each and select it. 3. In the select an output from previous steps field, select the variable employee salary. Now, inside the apply to each action, you will be able to reference each employee object. Step 5. Add actions inside the loop. Inside the apply to each loop, you can add actions to process each employee object. For instance, you might want to log the employee's name and their skills. 1. Click on plus add an action inside the apply to each. 2. Search for compose and add it. 3. In the inputs field of the compose action, you can use an expression to access the employee's name and skills. For example, this expression uses items, apply _to each, to get the current item in the iteration. Name to access the name property. Join, to convert the skills array into a string. Step 6. Add another apply to each for nested array. If you want to further process the skills array, you can add another apply to each action inside the first one. 1. Inside the first apply to each, click on plus add an action. 2. Search for apply to each again. 3. In the select an output from previous steps, use the expression. 4. Inside this nested apply to each, you can add a compose action to log each skill. For example, Step 7, save and test the flow. 1. Click on save in the upper right corner. 2. Test the flow by clicking on the test button and following the prompts. Conclusion. By following these steps, you've learned how to iterate through a nested JSON array in Power Automate. You can expand on this basic example by adding more complex logic, connecting to various services, or performing additional actions based on the data processed. Feel free to customize your flow according to your needs, and explore other actions available in Power Automate to make the most out of your workflows.